Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to a new series that I'm going to start today, that is billing management system. This is a whole new series, and in this particular series I'm going to create a whole new software, and that software is will be used to manage the bills of a shop or a godown or any particular business you are running. And it is a simple small software that will help you to manage your bills and manage your customers and the debits and the credits of the customers and the remaining balances of the customers. So apart from accounting point of view, I'm going to cover in this particular software series. So let's start and let's create the base and a new project for this particular software. So let's have a look what we have today. Right, so I have my Visual Studio opened already. Now new project, so let's go to new and project. Those who are joining me for the first time, so they have to be very careful and listen and see very carefully what I'm doing. So I'm going to create a desktop application, so Windows and then classic desktop and then Windows Form application, and then you write BMS or billing management system, whatever you can wish to write the name, right? Okay, so in this application I'm going to use the modules that I have created inside my clinic management system. One more thing that I must mention here, that all the projects that I have started, I will finish them also. The restaurant management system, the school management system, the inventory management system, and the clinic management system. So all these things are running in parallel. So as per the time requirements, I will definitely do the other recordings of that particular software also. Okay, so let's create this also because these are the requirements that I am getting from the different people and different students and different customers also. So let us create a billing software for the first time. So the first thing that you do is the same that we have done in the previous lectures, that is the sample window. So for that purpose, first of all, change the fonts to our desired fonts. So Segoe UI Lite or Segoe UI you can take, and the font size should be 9 by default, and the back color of this form should become white, and the fore color is black, no problem. And then it should be renamed as the sample window, so rename it sample. Okay, so it will be renamed all over the project. Now it's fine. Now increase its size and height also, and then rename its heading from form 1 to nothing, and then select some panels from the toolbox. Let me select the toolbox from here. So first panel, and copy and paste, that's my second panel. Copy, select this panel and make it dock left. So I'm quickly doing these things. The architecture of this software, now it should become the 250 width maximum, and then save it, and then select further panels. That's my another panel. Copy and paste and place it here, and select both of these and make them dock top, so that my controls are sticked on the top. Now the next thing that we have to do is to change the color of this billing software. So the background color of this panel, okay, let me give the name of the panel first. So that's my left panel, okay, and then that's my right panel, and then save it, and then come here and change its back color from something different. So let's say I'm going to pick up a color, let's say indigo. No, indigo is not good. Let us select some different color. So steel blue, you can take that, but we have used this theme in the restaurant also. So instead of that, if we select sea green, right, so I have selected this color, so okay, for this particular theme. So now the font color of this panel, the fore color should be white, and here the fore color should be dark slate gray. So select dark slate gray. Okay, now it's fine. And then pick up a label, place it here, and copy this label and paste and place it here as well. So now if you see what's the benefit of doing in the parent controls, it will apply to all the child controls. So that's my welcome label, and then this should be the user label, okay, and then make it dock left auto size should become false, and dock right, and auto size you can make auto size true, and then the alignment should be middle center. Okay, because it is auto size, it is not working middle right. Now if you make it auto size false, look, it becomes center automatically, and then increase the size. So these are the one time efforts guys. 15 is the size, welcome. And then here you should also do this, so font size should become 15, and then let's go to the dock left, and now make its auto size false, and make it text aligned middle left. Now it's fine, and increase the size. Now save it. Now what else you need to do here? You need to do nothing here. In fact, you make this window, you remove the strips. Let me show the strips. Where are the strips? What strips? Control box. So select your form and then remove the control box. Okay, so minimize, maximize are removed, and then it should become the okay. Now it's fine. Now let us create another window quickly. So right click and add, and a Windows form, and it should become my sample 2. Okay, and what you can do here, right click, view code, and come here and make the inheritance done here, that is sample, and when you come here you will get the code here automatically. But look, it is saying that you have to rebuild and first. So first let's build the software so that the class will be updated inside the executable file. Build succeeded, close it, and then close everything and open it once again, sample 2. Okay, so inherited successfully. Now what you can do, you can go to the designer of the sample, and wherever you find private, copy and control H, and you can make it protected so that it can be accessible throughout the child windows. I hope it is clear to everyone. So protected, save it, and then rebuild the software again, build succeeded, design, and now look, the locks are removed. Okay, by default these are locked. Now the locks are removed, and now in the sample what I will do, I am picking up a table layout panel, and I am placing it at the top. So dock top, and then close it, remove the row, last row I have removed, make it size like this, and add some columns. So 1, 3 columns, 4, 5. Now go to the edit rows and columns and make them auto size percentage to equal percentage, and then you have to add the buttons here. So let me pick up the buttons. So that's my first button, and in this button go to the flat and make it flat, and give the border size to this, and then the name of the button should be add button, and then the text of the button should be add, and use @ sorry, so that it become the mnemonics, so that when you press Alt A you will be redirected to this add button, and then auto size mode true, grow and shrink true, and then make it dock fill. Okay, so that's my add button. So copy this add button, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here. So add, that's my edit, so edit button. Okay, and then change the text to edit, and then this becomes save, and the coding name should also become save. Okay, and then that's select this, and then that's my delete button. So go to the delete name and change its name to delete. Okay, so delete. And one more button you should have to add is the view button. So copy this and paste it, and one row you have to add. And what you can do, why I have done this, let me tell you. Close this all, select this button, this button, this button, and this button by pressing the control, and this also, and go to the properties and make them row span to 2 so that they can be spanned to 2 rows, and then go to the table layout panel and add another column. So add a column for view, and then for search, sorry, that's my view button. Let me select this, delete, and go to the properties and make right here view. Okay, and then the next thing is to resize these things. So come here once again and make them again 50%, so that all becomes in equal size. So that's the 5th software that we are doing on this channel. Okay, so I hope now these things are very much clear to you people. Okay, so now it's fine, and now here you have to put a label, and then you have to put a text box here to check to search. So right here, search. Okay, search, and then specify this text box details. So the text length should not more than 100, and the text box name should be search text. And then what else? The doc property, doc fill, and then here the doc property should also be applied. So doc fill, and it should become the text align middle center, and then it's fine. Okay, now increase the size so that the text box will be visible properly. Now it's fine. Okay, so save it and increase here. Now it's fine. And then one more thing that you can add here is the panel. Alright, the coding name of the view button should also be changed from button 1 to view button, and then all things are now set. One more panel you need here in this window, so make it like dock top and arrange it so that the space will become in equal manner. And then what you can do, you can go to the sample and remove the text from the sample too also, and then save it. Hopefully it is clear to everyone now. And one more thing that you can do here is the events. So double click on your add button, and double click on your edit button, and then double click on your save button, double click on your delete button. Raise all the events that you have here in this window. Okay, so you have raised these events, and now what you can do, you can rename the save button with public and virtual, and then void save. So because I have to change the code in this save button later in later videos, so we will do that also. So change from private to public virtual, save it, and now go to your sample 2 and go to its designer, and where you find the private, copy it and make them protected so that these controls are also accessible to other windows, the other child windows that we will create, protected. So all things are now set, and then build the software again so that the exe will be updated. Now it's fine. So sample 2 is now ready. And now what else you need to do, you have to add 2 more windows. Let's say the new window should become the MDI window. So Windows form, and right here MDI multiple document interface. A one window operation should be will be used with the help of this MDI window. So I hope you understand this. Now what you can do, you can go to the properties, you can change the size to 9, and you can change the fonts to Segoe UI, and then save. And then what you can do, you can set the startup position to center screen, and you can make it maximize, because that's my main window that I will open. And then the MD, instead of MDI, I will write here welcome, or yes, welcome is good. And then what you can do, you can make this window MDI window. So how can you create an MDI window? By making a simple property, that is MDI container to true, simple. Okay, and then you will select the menu from the MDI panel. So from the toolbox, where is the menu? Menu should be inside the menus and toolbar. So menu strip, and here you can write some menu, let's say file, and then here you can write settings, so that I will go to the settings window, and then here you can write logout, and then here you can write the exit. Okay, and you can specify the shortcut. Let us go to the properties and come downwards, and shortcut keys, yes, so control, and when you press S, so it should go to the settings window. Okay, and then logout, so control L, so Control plus L is the shortcut for logout, and then exit, Alt or F4, that's the default global shortcut. So F4, where is F4? Here is F4. Okay, so Alt or F4, and then double click on your exit and write here application.exit, so that when you click the exit button, the application should exit, and then save it, and then save. After this, right click and add another window, that is the settings window. So settings, sorry for that, I haven't selected that. So Windows form, and now settings window. Okay, and then save, right click, view code, and then here you have to perform inheritance. So sample is the class from where you can perform inheritance. Save, settings window is created, and here you can write setting, that's it, and then save it, and then let's create another window with the name login. So right click, add new item, and then the login window, so that's fine, and then click add. So right click, view code, just inherit sample, and then save, and then that's it. I hope it is clear to everyone. So look guys, in just 15-16 minutes the whole base is ready with the help of inheritance. If you do it separately, you can find many problems. This is the practical implementation of inheritance concept in object oriented programming. Okay, so login. Now let's first design these things. So I need a label, and I need a text box. So text box, and then arrange it properly, copy and paste them also. So place it here, and then make it a little bit downwards. Okay, I have mistakenly clicked somewhere, no problem. So remove this code. Okay, when you do certain accidental actions, and when you delete unintentionally, so this designer is now got incorrected and invalid. So go to the code and delete that line, simple, on which you are getting the error, simple. So save it, and you then get back the login. Now increase the size, the width of the particular login name and username and the password. So that's now fine from left and right. Yes, so give here a name, username, and give here a name, password, and then change their password text to password character to, let's say, okay, don't use the password character, use system password character, no problem, and then the bullets will appear, and the length should become not more than 20, and here the username length should not more than 30, and then it should become the user text, the coding name, and then it should become the password text, the coding name. Okay, so that's all set, and now we need a button, so use a button. Okay, and then design this button flat, and then size of the border should become 2, and then it should become the login, and then save it, because that's my login window. So I am going to this window, and I am going to make its accept button to button 1. Okay, let me give the name of the button first. So that's my login button, login btn, and then go to your form, and then select the accept button as login button. So what will happen when you press enter, the login button will be automatically clicked, and then you will continue further. Now what's next? You have to copy this code, and then go to the settings window, and here you have to paste it, and you have to copy this text box and paste it once again, because for database name, and again paste it for the server name. Okay, so here it should become the server. You can write the IP address or your PC name where your database resides, and then your database, the name of the database should come here. Why I am creating this window? So that I can handle it later on, the connection string. Okay, after deployment of my application, I should handle it dynamically on my software. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So that's my setting window. And then one thing that you have to add here is the checkbox. because we used to log in SQL with the help of Windows authentication and with the help of SQL Server authentication. So integrated security, let's say. Okay, that's it. So let us change the name to SCB. SCB is the name. Okay, and then that's my server text. So server text, and then that's my database text, and then that's my user text, that's my password text, it's also the password. Now everything is set. So server name, the length of the server name should not should be 100, let's say, because maybe the name of the PC may be very long, and the database name should also become, let's say, 200 or 150, so because maybe the database name of the database will become so much long. Okay, so that's why I have increased the size. Now it should be the save, and then when you double click here and when you write here if scb dot checked, so what will happen? User text dot text is equals to blank, and password text dot text is equals to blank. Remove this extra equals to. And one more thing that you can do here is user text dot allow drop is equals to true, so that this will not be validated. Why I use this, I will demonstrate it later. Okay, but for the particular time being, just write this. So user text dot allow drop true, and password text dot allow drop is equals to true also. Okay, and when it is checked, so what will happen? User text dot enabled is equals to false, and then password text dot enabled is equals to false. Okay, so that when you check the checkbox, these things will happen. Okay, username and password are not required when the checkbox is checked. Else, when you uncheck the checkbox, these should become the reverse. So when unchecked, it should be enabled first. So enable true. Okay, so when you uncheck, it become enable true, and then allow drop should become false. And if you wish to use this, you can, but otherwise there is no need. So save it, and then remove this. Okay, no problem. Now it's fine. So when you check this, these two text boxes will become disabled, then you cannot write inside this, and when you uncheck this, these two become enabled. I hope it is clear to everyone, and their allow drop will also become false here. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. Allow drop. So by default it is allow drop true, where let me show you, allow drop is false by default. Yes. So now what you do, let's go to the MDI window and go to the load of the MDI window. Okay, double click here and come inside, and here you have to add if file, that is not appearing directly, so file dot system.io is the namespace, press control dot so that you can load this IntelliSense. File dot exists, and then you need to check whether the file exists or not. So how, from which file I am going to check here? The connection string file that I will create later. So string path is equals to environment is a class, dot get folder path is a method, and I want to access my documents folder. So look, it's automatically appearing environments.special folder. It is an enum, and it contains all the local folders that you find in every Windows, in every PC. So I wanted to take my documents folder, and inside my documents folder I am going to pick up a path that, let's say, billing management system underscore connect. Okay, so I am going to create this file, billing management system underscore connect, and then that's it. So I have given a path, I have picked up a path, and now I am checking if this path exists or not. If this path exists, if the file exists, then what you can do, you can simply open the login window. And now how can you open the window? At this point, now it's time to add the modules that we have created in the previous softwares. Okay, those who are joining me in this software, so I recommend them to go first and start from the inventory and then school and then restaurant management. So at least you have to start from restaurant management, so that you can be able to know from where I have created these modules that I'm going to add. So let us go to the file explorer, and let us go to the desktop and data, and then my products. And look, in the previous softwares, I have created all these softwares already on the channel, you find it. So go to the CMS and select this folder, select this folder, and select this folder, and select this folder. Okay, so these are the 4 modules that I have created in the previous clinic management system. I am copying these folders, and I am going to my documents, and I am going Visual Studio, and I am going to projects, and in short, I am going to my directory of my software. Okay, and here I am going to paste these modules. Okay, I have added these modules here, and now how I can make them join here. So solution, and add existing project, and then which product I should add first. So go to the documents and 2015 and projects and BMS, and the first thing that I want to add is the main class. Okay, so main class, and then open. So look, I have added another solution inside my a complete module directly here inside main class. So from where, what is this main class? This is a class that I have created first in the restaurant management system. See that playlist where you find in the starting lectures how I have created this main class and what functions are there inside this main class. So you will find inside the restaurant management tutorial. Now after adding this, let us add the other modules also. So add, and then existing project, and then you use the settings one. So settings, so another project is added. 2 projects I have added, 2 different modules basically, and then settings, and then one more I have to add. So existing project, and that project should become authentication, and then authentication is also added. Okay, because it's coming in the alphabetical order, so it go on the top, no problem. And now 3, and then the last that I have to add is go to the existing project, and then what should add? Crude. Yes, so crude. In this module I have written the global insert update select query, so the global code will be used with the help of this. And now after adding these all things, what you have to do, you have to come inside the references and right click, and then first thing that you have to do is to build these things. So right click on the settings and rebuild. Look, rebuild succeeded. Right click on the main class and rebuild, because I have added it. Now refreshed and then rebuild. So this module is also successfully executed. Now authentication and then rebuild. So these 4 modules I have created inside the clinic management system, and inside clinic management system the code is coming from the restaurant management system, so you can find from them also. Okay, so this is what the reusability is basically. Now I have added this. Now what I can do, I can go to my this project, and I am go to the references and right click, add reference, and then I have to go to the browse, and then I have to, okay, before doing this, before adding the references, let us close this project. Okay, because why I am closing this, because let me first move the product from my documents, projects, BMS. I am cutting from here, and I am pasting it in my global directory, that is my products folder, and paste it here. Okay, so that your references will not be changed when you change the directory. So place it appropriately first, and then come here, file, open, project, and then desktop, and then my products, and then BMS, and then the solution file. Okay, so all things are now loaded, and now add the references, because this is the final destination. Now add references, browse, and then go to the desktop, and then data, and then where is that, my products, and then BMS, and then what I need to add first, my class bin debug, and then that's my DLL, that's my module that I wanted to add. Okay, so it is added. And look, if you notice here, there are the same references, but with the help within the different folder. If you see, there is CMS, 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 so I'm not going to pick up from the CMS, so that's why I have added this. And now click OK. So look, your main class is now added, and the reference is of your current folder. And then now right click and again add the reference, browse, after main class go to your BMS and add the settings, bin debug, and then DLL, and then click add, and then OK. So your settings are now added, module is added now, and then reference, browse, and then which module you should have to add, the crude one. So bin debug and the crude. Okay, so I have added also. And then the last one, add reference, browse, and then which module I should have to add here, BMS, the settings thing, no, settings is added, crude is added, main class is added, authentication, yes, so authentication, this module is for login. Okay, so that's why I am adding these things first. So add authentication.dll. So I have already added this DLL. Once again I am repeating, guys, these modules I have created inside my clinic management software. If you do not understand this, go to that clinic management software. Okay, and when you reach to that clinic management software and you see that I am creating the modules, so the code that is written inside these modules is taken from the restaurant management system. So please do not confuse with this. So I hope it is clear to everyone, because these softwares, the students who are following me from the very beginning, they will understand what I am saying. So please always beginning from the scratch, then you will understand. Now what you can do, let's open the software again, the MDI, and then double click, and here what you can do, you can simply use the main class. Okay, so main class is not appearing. Where is my main class? Inside the main program. So using main, what is the name of my using BMS, that's my project folder, and then main, no, still it is not appearing. Remove this BMS. Let us first build the software. Okay, build succeeded, and now go to the solution explorer, and look, you have the main class. So what you can do, you have to write here main. Okay, no, it's not coming. So BMS dot, look, here do we have the right? So the reason why that main class was not coming, because the reference was not correct. So using CMS. Why this CMS? Because that main class belongs to the CMS folder, that's why. So wherever you have created your main class, that folder name should appear at the top. And now when you write main class, what is this main class? This main class is I have picked up from this thing. Okay, this main class. Okay, and inside this main program class, you see there is so many code. I have already demonstrated in the previous lectures that what is this code, but let me tell you what's inside this main class. The first code is for serial number. Okay, and this will help you to give the serial number inside the data grid view that you will use to display the records. And then the second code is for the connection string, and then the third code is for the connection, the global connection that we will create. Okay, and the reason why I am not explaining this code, because I have already demonstrated in the previous lectures, please. So to avoid the time length, that's why I'm just mentioning you that all the code is same. You have just called it, you don't have to write this is the show window, this is the show window overloaded version, that's my message. So everything I have created already, these are my reset functions. And look, here I have mentioned here that if the allow drop is true, then you have to ignore. So these are my functions that I have created. Please refer to the previous lectures, I request again and again. So what you have to do, main class dot what's the name? So what I want to do, I want to open a window. So main class dot show window, and then which window I am going to open from MDI? The settings, no, so the login window. So login window, I need to create the object of the login first. Okay, So login window LW is equals to new login window semicolon, and then show window, and here you write LW comma this. That's it. And because why I have written this, because you are already in a MDI form, so you don't need the closing window. Okay, and then that's fine. And then the settings, else settings. Okay, so settings window is not there, its name is settings window SW, and is equals to new settings window, and then come inside and then simply write this code again. Okay, and then SW, and then save. And then what you need to do, you need to run this software, and first of all the starting thing is the program.cs file, and here you have to write the MDI window as the first window. I hope it is clear to everyone. And now when you start the program, the MDI window will load first, and the setting window will appear if the file is not exist, and the login window will appear if the file exists. So let's start the software. And look, the by default setting window is appearing. As I write the setting code, automatically what will happen, the login window should display. Okay, so how can I write the code? For that, let us go to the settings save button. So that's my settings window, and here what you have to do, you have to come inside the save button, and then right, so the name is login, so that's my mistake. Here I have to write the save button, so change its name to save button. Okay, and now if you go back, you will still see the login button, so no problem there. If you wanted to change it, you can first delete this and then go and again double click it, then it will become the setting underscore button click and so on, so no problem. But okay, now what you can do, the first thing that you can do is to check the controls, whether the controls are validating or not. So I have already done that also. So how can you do that? For that purpose, you have to add the setting module. So using settings, and one more module that you have to add is using CMS. Okay, so that my main class will appear here. So right here, main class dot check controls, and here you are giving your left panel, so that the left panel controls will be checked, dot count, and then greater than 0. So guys, this is also a mystery, and I am using it directly. You can find this in the previous lecture of the clinic management system and in the restaurant management system. Okay, so please follow that tutorial so that you can be able to work on this software also. And now after checking this, what you can write, the message. So main class dot show message, and here you have to specify your message, that's fields with red are mandatory. Okay, and then save, and then one more thing, the type of the message is error. Okay, so else come here, and then what you can do, you can check. Now one thing that I must mention, if you are writing this code, before writing this code, just go to the settings module, and here what you have done, you have created a create file method, and here you are just creating the file. Simple, you are just creating the file. If the status is 1, then do this code. If the status is 0, then do this code. So in the settings window, what you can do, you are creating an integer variable, integer status is equals to is cb dot checked. If the checkbox is checked, simple, if the checkbox is checked, question mark, this is the ternary operator, and then you will write if the checkbox is checked, then verify from here. So if it is 1, then you are creating a Windows authentication connection string. So it's 1, else 0. So if the checkbox is checked, then 1 will be stored inside this status, else the checkbox is not checked, then 0 will be stored inside this. And then what you can do, you can call the settings dot create file, and then what it is asking you, the file name. So the file name should be /bms, whatever name you wanted to give, no problem. Underscore connect, I have given this, so I am using this. And now what you can do, what it is asking you, the status. So the status is inside the status variable. Okay, whatever will be the status, it will become the status. And then what it is asking you, the data source. So server text dot text, from here you pick up the data source, and then what it is asking you, database. So database text dot text, and then what it is asking you, the username and password. So username text dot text, and then what it is asking you, password. So password text dot text, and then that's it. So when this function will execute, what will happen? It will first check the status. If the status is 1, then the work is this, and if the status is this 0, then the connection string will become this. So data source, the name of the server where your database is, and then the database name, and then the user ID and the password if you are using SQL authentication, and if you are using Windows authentication, then this is the connection string for database connectivity. And then I have write the file and created the file with the help of this file handling method. Okay, and then the message is displayed. I hope it is clear to everyone. Simple. And then when you do this, what should happen? You should go to the login window. So after this, you have to write here login window, LW equals to new login window, and then the same code, main class dot show window, and then write here LW comma this, no, not this, yes, this, because I am in settings window, so I have to close this window, and then I wanted to open the login window inside MDI, so MDI active form. So this method I have also demonstrated in the previous software lectures, so please follow. Now let us check is it working or not when I click the save button. So start. So the server name is 10.0.1.118, the IP address where your database is. Okay, and then the database name, let's say BMS, and then the user ID is this, and then the password is this. Okay, and when you click the save button, look, it is saying that you have to fill this. So for that purpose I have already done the trick. What is that? That is the allow drop. So allow drop is true. When you make the allow drop in the main class, I have skipped those controls from validation, that's their allow drop is true. If any controls allow drop property is true, that's a trick. If any controls allow drop property is true, it will not be validated by this control, which check controls method. Okay, so if I go to the design, go to the definition, you can see if the allow drop is true, then do nothing. This is for text box, this is for combo box, and this is for radio button, and this is for checkbox. That's why the error was there. So now that error is resolved. Simple. So come here and check. So server name is again 10.0.1.118, database name. Okay, look, when I'm pressing the tab key, it is redirecting here. So you have to maintain the tab order. I will tell you after this. Okay, first do that, the tab order, because after that the setting window will not come again. So view and tab order, and then the first one is this, then this, then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. I hope it is clear to everyone. So close this and then start. So server name is now 10.0.1.118, and then database. Look, now you are coming to database. I hope it is clear to everyone. So database name is BMS, let's say, though I haven't created this, and let's say SA. And when you check this, look, I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so uncheck it and save it. So look, what is saying, setting saved successfully, and now you are redirected to your login screen. And when you now close the window, and when you now start the software, the setting window won't appear again, because the file is created at the backend. Let me show you that file. So my products, documents, here you see already there are other softwares, connect files are there, and here is my BMS connect. Okay, and let me show you this file. Open with and use notepad for that. And if you see here, the connection string is appearing in front of you. So this is the thing that work globally after your deployment also. Okay, so when the setting file is not exist, the connection string will be created, and then the login window will automatically, when you start the software again and again, the login window will appear. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's go to the other task. This is the base, this is the architecture that we have created in this just one window, and that's the benefit of the object oriented programming and the reusability and the modules that we have added. And now let us create the home screen. Right click, add Windows form, and right here home screen. Okay, and add, and right click, view code, and what you have to mention here, sample. That's it. And then come here, you find the home screen also, and now increase its size, and then go to the toolbox, pick up a table layout panel and make it dock fill. Okay, and then give here the columns and the rows. So 1 column, 2 column, these are my now 4 columns, 5 and 6, 1, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows. Okay, so remove last row, so 4 rows and 6 columns. It's up to you how many buttons you are going to create here. So go to the edit rows and columns, make them equal size. Okay, and then click OK, and then for rows also you have to do that the same. So rows, this one, and then click OK. So now these are my now columns. I hope it is clear to everyone. Still, if you make them rectangular, so remove last column, now it become a little bit rectangular in mode. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. That's my home screen where I will create my other buttons. So home screen, now that's fine. And now what will happen, the login task. So for that purpose, let's go to the login button, login screen. So close this, close this, close this, close this also, and open the login window. So that's my login window, and here is my login button. So double click here and come inside the login. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is to check the controls whether they are empty or not. So for that purpose I'm using again main class, so it is not appearing. So let us go to the top, and right here using CMS, that's my folder name where my main class resides, and then you can write here main class now dot check controls, and what you have to do, left panel, and then dot count, and then greater than 0. So if any of the control is left blank, the count is greater than 0. I have mentioned it in the previous software's lectures. Now else, let's go to the setting window, go to the code and copy this message, fields with red are mandatory, so paste it here. Okay, that's my login window. One thing, and then if the controls are empty, this message will be displayed, and then what you can do, you can use the authentication module that I have added. So right here using authentication, add it, and inside authentication what you have, let me show you. So inside authentication module you have a login class. So if I write here login dot, and if you see, you find the get login details, and it is a boolean method if I am not wrong. Yes, it's a boolean method. So can I write this boolean method inside if else? So if login dot get login details, and then what it is asking me, the procedure. I don't have the procedure right now, so I have to create the users, and then what it is asking me, the hash table. I don't have the hash table either. So for the current time being, I am commenting it. I will use it, no problem, but what you can do here first, the home screen code. Yes, so home screen hm or hs is equals to new home screen, and then main class dot show window, and then the window that you have to open is the home screen, and then you are in the login window, so you have to close the login window, and then you have to go to the MDI window. Okay, so MDI dot active form, and that's it. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now further windows you have to create here, that is the right click BMS and add Windows form, and select here roles window. Okay, I have already created these windows in the previous softwares also. So roles window and then add, right click, view code, and one thing that you have to do first before inheritance, go to the sample 2. Sample 2, here you have to add a button. So pick up a button and place it here, and properties, remove the text of the button, change it to back button, okay, and then flat style should become flat, and then flat appearance, the border should become 0, and then the dock should be left, okay. And then what you can do, you can go to your references, your projects, and then copy the images from the other software. So products, go to your CMS, clinic management system, and copy this images folder. Look, I have the images from the restaurant copied already there. So just copy this images folder because you have the images inside the BMS. Okay, here in BMS, inside BMS, I am pasting my images folder. Okay, so my images folder is there, and now what you can select your button, go to the image, browse it, use the resource file to import, and then go to the BMS, inside BMS images, and you have the back button here. That's why I have copied and pasted. So everything is available there, guys. So follow. Now it's fine. Okay, so that's my back button. Double click here, and now on back button, people are saying me that why don't you use the Bonifu controls and the other third-party tools? It's your choice. The way you design your user interface, it's your choice. I think this is an easier way and quick way to do the task. All the thing is the perfect work, the quality work that you need to provide to your client. That's it. Nothing is required more. And now the back button. What do you do on the back button? When you hit here, so main class dot show window. Here is also I don't have the main class, so you have to import using CMS, and then here you can write main class dot show window. Okay, and which window you want it to open? First create the object of that window, that is the home screen, because you every time you have to go to home screen. So HS equals to new home screen, and then right here HS, and then you have to close this sample. You don't want to close this sample. You simple write here MDI dot active form, simple. Okay, so MDI dot active form, simple, and then that's it. So build the project again, because you have created a back button inside the sample 2. So whenever you create a window, you have to first build that. So come here and now import the sample 2 class as a parent class of the roles window. So when you click the roles window now, that's the magic, that's the beauty, simple. Okay, so your all efforts are now minimized. So roles, here you have to design the roles window first quickly. So label, and then the role name, let's say. So give here a text box, a simple work, and then increase its size, okay, from this left to, okay, let me make it a little bit backward. Now it's fine, and now place the label. Now because you need to add the role only, so role, okay, and then when you press the save button, it is so the control that should become, this control should become the role text. So role text, and then the maximum length should become 20, not more than that, or you can use 30 also, depends on your choice. And then by default it is enabled false. Okay, and then go to the sample once again, and one thing that you have to add here is the details group box. So pick up the details group box here and change its color first, and change again to dark slate gray so that the color is updated. And then you have to write here details, and then details GB group box, and make it dock fill, grow and shrink, auto size, and dock fill. Okay, so that's my sample to the group. Okay, one more thing that you have to do here is Alright guys, so my roles window is now ready, and now what I can do, I can go to my home screen, and I am just placing my buttons here. So pick up the buttons and then go to its properties and change its flat appearance to from standard to flat, and then go to the border size and then make it 2. And then if you notice here, the color is black. Because why the color is black, let's go to the sample first, and then so that we can make it globally perfect. So the forecolor is white here. No, the forecolor is dark gray, slate gray. It's fine. Yes, it's fine. So okay, no problem. Leave it. Select it. Look here, the forecolor is this black. So I'm instead of doing this, I'm just changing my color from this to, let's say, this, and then back to this. Now it's fine. So that was green. It was appearing as black. So no problem. Now it should be my roles, and then it should become. I copy this, and it should be pasted here, and then select both of these windows and then make them dock fill, and then instead of roles you write here users. Okay, and then specify here button 1 instead of this button 1. It should become the role button. Okay, and then it should become the user button. So user btn, and then double click on your role button, and then right here roles window. Okay, and then create its object rw is equals to new roles window, and then main class, sorry, so main class is not appearing here, so using cms, and then right here main class dot show window, and then rw comma this comma mdi dot active form. Okay, so that's it. And now start. So what will happen when you start the program? You will go via login to your home screen, and via home screen you will go to your roles window. Okay, so let us check. Okay, login. We are saying that field static are mandatory, so write anything. We will do further work, no problem. Okay, so now logged in, and then when you click roles, so you are in roles, and when you click back, so your navigation is started. Okay, so that's all for today. We will continue in the next lecture that how can you do further coding and the CRUD operations and all that, and the accounting systems also will incorporate in this software. So if you don't understand anything, please do write me. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.